Hey everybody, it's it's day four. Um but you know what? So much has happened in this time. Like honestly, I I'm grateful for how weird and strange life is. I met up with an old friend. We went to a recovery meeting together, just like he just came out of the universe and plopped in, and we went to a meeting together. And then a person from the YouTube channel just like said something to me, and then emailed me the phone number, and I had a incredibly like great conversation with them. And there's something that I feel that normally I would just keep these like ideas in the back of my mind where it's just like, okay, you know, so many times you think that the fishbowl is the ocean. Like you're in your fishbowl and you think that the, the ocean is your fishbowl. Like everything that's happening in front of you is the way it is. And I I tried to steer clear of that. Like I was just like, no, that's not the way things are. You're not like, you just everything's over exaggerated, and you don't like see things the way they are in your mind. They impact you differently. But I I had this gnawing sense and this feeling that like people, and maybe I'm in the Midwest, the Midwest of America, where it's cold, it's dark, and people are just lonely. And lonely in the sense that like they just want somebody to talk to. They don't want advice. They don't want like rules or stuff to play down, like guide me through this. They just want to talk to somebody, and they want feedback, like to know that you're listening. But I just realized, in my own head, I'm just thinking like, no, in your fractured brain, you're probably so insecure that you think that like this is what people want because it's what you want. But no, I more and more I just keep getting these signs, like these emails from fans from the podcast or fans from the YouTube channel, and I'm thinking that the world is weird and cold in this way, and people are just feeling lonely in a sense, and they just want to be heard. Like I some of the things that I've gotten the most like compliments on is just the fact that I'm being real, which in my sense, being real isn't like, people are like, I'm being real when you like spit like facts about stuff, but you're saying truths, but basically you are saying your opinions in a hard way that is they're most likely true. But my facts are like I'm a flawed human being. I'll admit my flaws. I'll admit like the ways I failed, and I if you failed in the same ways I have, I understand. And I just there's so many people that I know that watch my channel that like this is a big thing, that are actively drinking or using. They don't know how to get out of the cycle, and they want to. They want to desperately. And I want that for you as well. And the thing is, though, you can't just beat yourself up. You can't hate yourself for what you're doing when you're in the cycle, because that is what creates more of it. It's what fuels it. And I just got off this phone call. It's crazy. It's just this guy from he just outside of Nashville, just from the internet, and um, I talked to him, and he sounded like a person that just wanted to talk to somebody, and I've met so many people like that where I think they just want someone to talk to, and they want someone to listen, and they want somebody that, you know, maybe try to understand me. That would be great if you could factor in some insight, but just hear me out in a way that I'm lonely, I'm suffering, and it's cold. It's cold in a way. I I can't say it more than that because there's so many people that I have come up to and I've just said, like, it's a simple thing where I just listened to them and they appreciated it so much. And I think that everything is being condensed now to more and more like into the phone, and I'm sounding super boomery here, but like everything is being condensed more and more into this like sort of like streamlined way where there's no interaction. But I I make this YouTube channel which is just basically a diary that is on my phone, and people reach out and they say like really encouraging things that I means the world to me. And I just want to say that every comment, everything, like I try to write under, like it means something to me. Like it, it's a fake thing. You're behind like the little avatar of the symbol, but in something that is harrowing and just lonely as addiction and alcoholism or mental illness, you can feel so alone. And then in the internet, on top of that, where you can feel just also alone in a room full of people, I just, I, I'm starting to rethink this channel in a way that like it's open arms. Like I want people to. I'll put my email again in the description. Um, won't put my phone number, but you can get there. I've talked to these people though that have contacted me through it, and most of them have been great. Just people through Canada and other parts of the world, and then as far as Ohio. Yeah. But the suffering is still the same wherever you're at, and you're not alone. And I can't stress that enough. And I feel like this is all understood. Like people be like, yeah, we all get that, but maybe it needs to be said because there's just people out there that are hurting. And again, I guess if you're in California, it's kind of nice. Um, but just like in the Midwest in America, because there's America and there's the world. No. Um, but there's just this sense of loneliness that I feel. I thought it was just in my mind. I thought it was just like, okay, David, you're doing like the thing in your own like head. You're portraying it on, projecting it on to society. It's not that way. But more and more, the emails I get and the people that reach out and how ecstatic people are that you just answer their phone call and you talk to them. I mean, it's dark and it's cold, and winter sucks super hard in the Midwest. But it doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. I I don't know. I feel elated from this sort of weird interaction that I had, that um, I met a stranger on the internet and it went super well. And that's happened over and over again, because we're just people talking about the same affliction that we suffer from, and there's nothing to sell. There's nothing to like, oh, if you get on this, then I can tell you how to do this. It's just like, I don't have the answers. I know how you feel, man. And I feel that with you. I feel it with you. I can't solve it for you. I wish I could, but I feel it with you. And that's truly what I think this channel might be about. I don't know. I'll make a YouTube video tomorrow that completely denies all the rest of that, but I feel just grateful today.